Welcome back everyone to our Let's Play series of Astroneer. So in our previous video, we finally got around. We've got a lot of things going on. We've built several platforms. We've got a nice base going here. And we've built our shuttle. And we are at this point in a situation where if we wanted to, I could simply take the seat off of our truck, put it on our space shuttle, and take off, and we could start exploring. But we've got a little bit of a problem with that. Our exploring would have to be a two-way trip, meaning that anywhere we go, we wouldn't be able to start building and maintain a new base just like what we have here. We would have to always come back to our base here. The reason is because we don't have a habitat. So in other words, whenever we land, we don't have any way to really build out from there in a good way. So we need to do some more research. And in preparation for doing just that very thing, I went and got a few different things that we can research here, and hopefully one of these will give us what we need. So let's go ahead and get started there, and we'll drag our first one up. And thankfully we're doing this during the day, so we shouldn't have any issues with energy. As soon as this is depleted, we should get that energy right back, and you can see it coming back in there. All right, let's see what kind of research we get here. Okay, storage. I'm actually not sure what that is because we've already got storage. Maybe it's a different type of storage. We'll see. Okay, for some reason we're not on the tether. I'm not sure what's going on here with that. Okay, there we go. So we got our habitat. And what this is going to enable us to do is go ahead and build something that we can use on another planet. Let's keep going with our research while we're here and see what else we get. So we got storage. All right, so now we've got, titanium. I'll take it. Now, that titanium, that is a perfect opportunity for us, because something else I wanted to do in this particular video, we'll give it a second to load back up on energy, then start that again, is I want to make a tank. All right, looks like, okay, now we got some lithium. So we're getting to the point where I think when you start to get these materials rather than new research, it's because you've reached a point where you've got all the research you can get. So now we've got titanium, which of course we just got some more of there. So we got some titanium. I'm going to make an oxygen tank. And this oxygen tank, as long as we're tethered up, I believe, yeah, it'll automatically fill up with oxygen and give us a way to increase the distance we can go away. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of these. All right, so we've got some lithium there. That is very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and drag another one over. So we know at, pretty much worst case scenario here is I guess we get nothing from our research. But then beyond that, it's worst case scenario seems to be that we would get more materials like that. So now we got some more titanium. All right, let's put our last one in there. Of course, we can find these, we've seen all over the place once you get down in the caves, as well as various places up on top as well on the planet's surface. So we're in good shape with regards to research, but at this point I think we've gotten most of the things. I still feel like, yeah, there we go. So we got some more titanium. So we're going to just drop all this titanium on us, and let's head back over now, as there does seem to be some sort of issue with the tethers, because for some reason I'm not any longer tethered to the... Yeah, it's weird. I'm not tethered to the base like I should be. So let's see what we can make on the printer here. So wind turbine, which we've got, we can make that with aluminum, but we haven't seen a whole lot of use for that so far. Then we've got a generator we can make. We need copper for that. And then here we go, our habitat. Let's see what we can get beyond that. So we've got a habitat, then we go back to our 1 seat. Okay, so it looks like that's it. The storage we already had on, so I'm not sure what that involved. So we just need, looks like a couple of compound. Well, that's no problem. I just happen to have a truck full of it over here. All right, let's go ahead and click there and there. And now we'll make a habitat. Okay, and as you notice, this looks just like the drop pod that we had before. So what can we do with this? Well, very simple, actually. Okay, so you can't put it on your person. I was hoping maybe I could shrink it down in there. So what I can do is I can drop this down anywhere, and I can make a new base on this planet, or what I'm most likely going to do is do that with it, add it into our new space shuttle here, and then now I've already filled. I went and fetched enough fuel to go ahead and get us full here in preparation for our first space flight. So now we've got our habitat going. All right, let's go ahead and see what else we might want to do. So right now we have 2 oxygen tanks. I'm going to actually move these up to the very top. We got a little bit of compound. We still got some more titanium. So what are we going to do with this? Well, I am estimating that we're going to make a return trip back here pretty quickly, but we got a couple of oxygen tanks, and the reason I'm taking these with us is if we happen to go to a moon or a planet that is not very hospitable, and unlike our starting planet here, maybe it doesn't have exactly what we need. I'm also going to make filters, and let's see, let's get rid of this lithium, because lithium is actually used to make a battery so you can store some charge, but I think we're okay in that department. We've got a solar panel and then also a generator there. Okay, so now we've got filters, which I believe help us out using oxygen a little bit slower than we normally would when we're off the tether. So we've still got a few things here. Let's see, titanium, let's go ahead and get rid of that. All right, so we've got our storage here, which right now is full of compound. And let's walk over here, see what we've got. So I believe we've got just enough room. Let's see, can we make a 1-seater? All right, also another thing we've got is we've got plenty of aluminum. I went and did a little bit of mining, and the reason I did this is because I want to test something out. Okay, and let's come back over to our newest edition. And let's see what we can do here. Now, what this is, as you can see, this is actually a spacecraft here. So whatever we load up on here, and then we decide what we want to swap it out for, we'll find out what we can actually get for this. So let's go ahead and load it up. Let's start with 1 aluminum. And how much can we get? We don't want any compound or resin. We don't need organic. Let's see, what if we wanted to get, let's see, lithium, well, coal would always be useful. But for now, let's go ahead and let's try to get some copper. Okay, let's go ahead and drop a couple more on there. Let's see. So we can get 1 copper so far from 2 of these. All right, so that drops all of those on there, so we can get 2 copper. So let's just, as an opportunity to test this thing out, we're going to step back just for a little bit, hit this button, and we're going to see this thing take off. Now, where it's going, I assume it's going to the space station that we launched from at the beginning of the game, but not totally sure where that's going. And here in a few minutes, it'll land back down with our copper on it. So let's take a quick look. Let's see, we've got our habitat that we've already built. Of course, we could always build more of these. And the great thing here is you only need a couple of compound for these things. So it makes it very easy to build additional bases. Very nice. All right, and I hear it. Here it comes. So now it's landing again. And this time, it brought back with us, brought back our, oops, we don't want to do that. It brought back our copper. So we'll go ahead and unload that. And that's what we needed. So at this point, I believe we're ready for some space travel. So let's go ahead and grab this seat. All right, and now we'll get up close to it, and you can see it's a little bit off. That happens whenever you spawn back into the game. Whenever we first build it, it builds fine, but from that point forward, it sort of comes in and it's a little bit off. All right, so we've got a full tank right now, but just to be sure, I am actually going to grab, just so we don't have any problems running out, I'm going to grab a couple of extra. Now, the amount of fuel we have in there should be enough for probably a minimum of 3 space flights. But we're going to, again, let's go ahead and take off and let's see where we can go. So as you can see, we're up into space with no loading screens. All right, and now, so we're in space. You see the icon has returned. So we've got our current planet that we're now orbiting. Okay, so I could always land in any one of these circles. These are landing areas that we can choose on the same planet that we had. But if I choose this button, it's going to open up a broader map. So now instead of just our home planet, we can see what else is out there. So it looks like we've got a couple of options just outside our circle here. See if I can get out just far enough. So we've got a moon nearby that it says is barren. We've got a couple of other, looks like we've got 3 other planets that are just outside of where we can reach. And these are orbiting. Now, I don't know that these have perfect orbital paths in a circle like what we have to visit. So at some point, each of these should be within this circle. But for now, let's go ahead and go over to the barren planet. Now, I actually have no idea of this barren planet, what, if any, resources we will find, which is why I like to keep a full fuel cell. Now, I can also see here these planets. If you notice here, this one, in fact, we may wait a second and see what this one is because it's coming right in to our grasp. So I don't necessarily like the idea of going to a barren planet. This is a Terran planet, which basically means it has life on it. Okay, so let's see. Can I? Oh, this is a radiated planet. Let's go ahead and go to that one. Again, no idea what we're going to find here, but there's only one way to find out that I know of, and that is to actually visit it. All right, so now it flies us over to the area, and we get to pick where we want to land. Now, as far as I know, there's really no way to know for sure what this is because of the pixelated nature. So we're just going to hope for the best where we land. Maybe we won't be on top of some mountain. And, okay, I hope these things aren't going to immediately start shooting that green gas out at us. All right, so now here we are. We've landed, but remember, we've got our habitat with us that we could always set down and begin building. But for now, let's go ahead and see what we've got. Okay, let's move around. So far, I don't see anything that we can use. But what I do see, I'll tell you what, one thing I need to do, because I just realized I don't really have any room left on this thing. So before we lose too much oxygen, let's go ahead and hook back up the fuel to the slots here. That'll open up a little bit of room for us. And we're going to go ahead and extend this out. Okay, for some reason that didn't catch. There we go. Okay, we'll use up our tethers right quick. And this would be important if for some reason... Okay, so that's all of our tethers. So now we're going to jump out here. We're as full on oxygen as we can be. Okay, so now we've got some aluminum right there. I'm going to hold off on grabbing that for now. I don't like the looks of this. I don't know what these are. Because, you know, we've only been on one type of planet. Let's see. Okay, so we're showing no power, which unfortunately is to be expected. All right, so I don't see what we were actually reading, but I do know that this looks like power to me. Yep, there we go. Alright, so we got a little bit of power that I believe we can use directly from. So we'll get a little bit of this. Okay, so now we've got 3 more slots, so I'm not going to try to get any more of that. And hopefully these things don't hurt us. Again, it's because I haven't seen these before. Try to get this oxygen. Oh, and they do. They stick. Wow. Oh, that is not good at all. Yikes. So, lesson number 1. Don't mess with the prickly things. So now, we've lost everything on our body down here, but I think we can actually get to our body before we run out of oxygen and whatnot down here. I suppose the way I'm going to have to get by these is that I'm going to have to knock them down, I guess. And then try to stay out of the way of these others, I suppose. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get... Okay. Please click on there. Oh, nope, we're not going to click on there. Boy, the camera work here is very interesting. Okay, and if worse comes to worse... Alright, go ahead and get rid of that. And let's see what we get down here. So, let's see, I really don't... Wow, that looks like that's really deep. I'm not actually seeing anything here that I want to get. We had that little bit of aluminum there. Yeah, I don't see anything at all here. So at best, as I move this camera around, I'm not really seeing any reason for us to be here. Now, I'm sure there's something. There's got to be something I'm missing here because, you know, realistically speaking, there we go. So we'll get a little bit of something just so we can say, hey, we were here and we did something. But we got plenty of oxygen left. You can see we're almost out of 1. Oop, I don't like the way this is looking. Alright, let's see what else might be around. And we're going to move around a little bit. What is this over here? This looks like something. Oh, it's a research item. Okay. Well, maybe there is a good reason. And that is, okay, that's organic, so that's good. Okay, we'll go ahead and put the organic in our generator for when we need the energy, and we'll climb up here to see, because so far I haven't really seen any reason for us to stay. Not much in the way of resources, not much in the way of anything. Let's see. Ooh, I need some more oxygen. Yeah, we're going to run low on oxygen here, so I'm going to go ahead and... So we don't have any... Okay, so before we run out of oxygen, let's go ahead and head back. Once we get on the tether again, that should help us out. Okay, but I think that worked out really good. As it gets our oxygen back in here, we'll give it a second to fill up both containers. I like the way it gives us the ability to really move out a little bit farther. Okay, there we go. So now we're full up on oxygen again. And let's see if in any direction here, if we can find some reason to stay. All right, let's see what this is. Okay, so that's our copper. Is this thing. Okay, can't do anything with that one, so. Okay, we're almost out of space here. So it looks like there's a little bit of something to be had here. As far as resources, But if you'll notice, one thing storm. But one thing I've noticed that we have not seen yet, and let's don't fall down in the really weird looking hole. But one thing I have not seen yet is any sort of resin or compound on the surface itself. All right, so we're going to try to weather this storm here. It doesn't look near as bad. Maybe it just hasn't gotten here yet. But it seems to be blowing in that direction. Well, that is some weird looking cloud activity right there. That is not something that you would expect. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and, again, you can see we're still full on fuel here, so we got no problem. If we want to come back here, we can definitely come back. And we still got our habitat, so we'll have the ability to drop anchor and start building a base on a new world if we want. Let's go ahead and look out here. What is this one? Oh, is it just outside of our reach right now? Okay, what about this one? Ooh, exotic. Yep, yes please. Let's head there. So irradiated looks like really not much of anything on the surface. But it looks like there may be some things underground, maybe. All right, so you drop me, let's see, where do we want to be? Do we want to be in the purple region? Do we want to be, basically all I really care about is just don't put me on top of a mountain somewhere that's going to make things difficult for me. Let's go ahead, I guess this is as good a place as any. So we'll drop down over here and see what we've got. So you can also see on our ship, you can see the purple liquid in our fuel tank. And yeah, you sort of, oh my goodness. Okay, this is not great because I know what these things are. These things are going to immediately try to kill me. But I do kind of like the area. Let's go ahead and get out. And so, excellent. First things first, we got plenty of fuel. So if we were here, but we were basically already out of fuel, okay, so this thing wants me to get right down there with them. Never mind. I was going to go ahead and take care of those while I was here. But it doesn't look like that's going to be possible. We don't need the fuel for now. And let's see, if can I open this up, or is this just going to be a very shallow one? Okay, looks like, ooh, what is that? Wow, something else we can research. Unfortunately, boy, I would love if I could drag these onto my backpack and just take off with these, but so it looks like we'll not be able to research that until we drop down a base. And by the way, look at this. If you look around, it looks like you're looking up at the stars. Kind of ends here, so a very interesting look. All right, let's go ahead and get the hydrazine fuel, and we'll just try to keep our fuel load stocked as much as we possibly can. And okay, let's go ahead and, now that we've got this one, and of course we would have, there we go. So we'll fill that, and that pretty much fills it back up, I believe. Okay, so we're going to hop inside here for a moment. I wish the game would give us a break here for a moment, let us explore around instead of throwing these storms at us pretty much instantly when we land. All right, here come the boulders. Now, this is a pretty precarious situation for us to be in because, yeah, we're totally safe. So, I mean, by the way, we had this roll cage around us. Nothing could possibly get through that, right? As we've landed precariously right on the edge of this mountain. I guess it's better than landing down here on the green goo, that's for sure. All right, come on, storm, let's go. Maybe exotic planet means storms all the time. And I really don't want to have to take off again right now because I want to see what we can do on this planet. All right, let's go ahead and take off. We're not leaving the planet. We're just going to look for a different spot. It looks like we are kind of out there a little bit in a bad area. So let's go ahead and see what kind of other landing spot. Again, we still got plenty of fuel. But I can't tell what these are. These kind of look like mountains. but it's a green area. Let's go ahead and land there. If it's not what we want, then we'll take off again. We'll try it again. And okay. Green. Oh wow. So let's get out and take a look what we got here. We still got, oh yeah, we still got better than half fuel. And let's see what we've got around. Wow, this is some interesting looking stuff here. I mean, that is, I'm not sure what that is. But there is something, looks like we got some hydrazine over there. So we'll try to make our way over in that direction. I don't like the look of this thing. Looks like that's something that could do some damage to me. So a very interesting looking planet for our first exotic planet. And I'm going to assume that not all exotic planet, ooh, let's don't get too close to the edge there. I'm going to assume that not all the exotic planets look the same. What I'm looking around for now, I've seen the hydrazine, but I'm looking for compound. Here we go. Here's a little bit of compound. And for some reason I can't get it when it's on that little platform. Oh, never mind. That is lithium. Okay, well, never mind. All right. Let's go ahead and get, see, oh, I already have some here. So let's go ahead and put our organic on the generator. Go ahead and get a little bit more, see if we can make, yeah, a spare one. All right, now, so we've got some compound here and also some lithium, which I didn't even notice at first. Looks like I can't, there's a little platform here. Looks like I cannot get anything that's on the platform. All right, so that's our lithium, which is, okay, we've already got an extra fuel, which I'm going to go over here and drop onto the ship so we can open up a little bit of more room. Okay, let's get hydrazine, put that in there, and that basically, no, not quite fills us back up. Okay, so we got some aluminum. Go ahead and drop that on there and use that as just sort of a drop zone for now. And it looks like that's the only two we've got. All right, so we've got plenty of oxygen. One thing I do want to do, if go ahead and drop that on. Let's look around a little bit more. And let's see, if I hollow this out, there we go. We can get down there into this area. And, not a whole lot to see there. Again, hopefully I don't forget about my oxygen supply, because so far I've not seen any of that either that I could use to refill. So nothing doing there. Let's move around a little bit more. Okay, I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping that we could set up shop here in this new area that we found, but so far, let's go ahead and try to level that out a little bit to get down here. Yeah, so far, I'm not seeing it. Okay, so we still got full oxygen in our main tank, and we've just used up this one, but I mean, I really like the looks of this planet, but unfortunately, I'm not really seeing a reason to stay. Here's a little bit of, yeah, there we go. So we've got a little bit of resin there. But that's, again, that's the first resin we've seen and not tons of it. I don't see any oxygen. So, which wouldn't necessarily be a terrible problem. All right, the problem we've got right now is that I have forgotten where we came from. So let's look around. Where is, nope, can't see it at all. I mean, just look at all the stuff that we could do here. Where did I drop in at? Yeah, looks like we're going to have our first death on this planet because I have absolutely no idea where we are. Oh, wow. Okay, that was a lot closer than it needed to be, and most assuredly a lot closer than what I wanted it to be. Alright, so it looks like our video today may end simply because I have gotten lost. Let's see. Yeah, oxygen is at 50%. That's not likely to get a whole lot better. Alright, where are we? Oh, there we are, over there. So the question is, do we have enough oxygen to make it? So I'm a little disappointed here with our planet. So far, we've landed in a couple of spots. All right, we made it back. We've landed in a couple of spots. Oops. Let's go ahead and get back in and take off. I really want this planet to work, so we're going to give it one more shot here. We're running very low on time in this particular video, but I would really love it if it would work out to where, let's see, where is a location we haven't been? So we've been into the green. Ooh, there's a bright green there. Red. I don't think we've been into the red yet. So we're going to drop over there again. Fuel is perfectly fine. A little bit of stuttering as we land. Okay, wow. All right, so you just threw me right into the middle of everything, didn't you? All right, is this oxygen? Yes, it is. Wait, what am I being sprayed with? Oh, it's the green goo again. I didn't even see it. Where are they? My goodness. Oh, right there. Okay. I can't believe we're not dead already. I mean, my goodness. Okay, let's go ahead and get tethered up here and see if we can't get a refill. Oh, some oxygen. I mean, I love the looks of this planet, and I really, really want to stay here. All right, are we full? Yes, we are full. And let's see. Wow, plenty of organic material here without question. Let's go ahead and see if we can do this without getting lost. But in order to stay here, we would have to see some sort of minerals along with compound and resin in good supply. Oh, wow. There's some more of this stuff we don't want to mess with. All right, and the green gas is going to follow us around. All right, anything over here? Nothing, just purple stuff, which I'm not sure about, and something else over here that we could actually research, which looks like it would be very interesting to do so. All right, that should allow us to get up there. Hopefully we can stay far enough away that the green stuff won't come at us. What just happened? Oh, I hear another storm. Great. But once again, I'm seeing nothing that would make me say, wow, let's set up a base here, other than just the overall look of the planet. It looks really nice, really neat. Oh, and now we got stuff spawning in on us. All right, so far I have seen no signs of anything that would make me say I want to stay here, and that is very unfortunate. Let's put our gun away and head back over. So, wow, really not what I was hoping for on this place, but looks like we got a nice purple place. See if it'll let me climb this thing. Of course not. So we'll just go around this way. So as much as I hate to do this, we're going to have to leave the video here. So we found a couple of nice places, but again, just not enough resources around for us to say that, yeah, we want to drop anchor here and start building with our new habitat and building a new base. Thank you very much for joining me in our Let's Play series, and stay tuned for more Astroneer.